A U of M grad student detained by ICE is still in custody right now, expected to go before a judge tomorrow morning. This comes as we get new information about why he was detained. Lou Raguse went through all the new court documents today and joins us with our top story. Lou?
Julie, the government laid out the reasons for his arrest in a response to a lawsuit that the student filed last week. The attorney for Doğukan Günaydın is still hoping that a district court judge will order him immediately released in order that his student status is reinstated, even as his future will lie with an immigration judge as early as 8:30 a.m. tomorrow.
This memo sent to ICE from the U.S. State Department, labeled sensitive but unclassified, states that U of M international student Doğukan Günaydın poses a threat to U.S. public safety due to a drunk driving conviction in 2024. The memo, dated March 23rd, 4 days before Günaydın's arrest by immigration officers, was filed by attorneys for the government in response to Günaydın's lawsuit claiming his arrest and detention by ICE is unconstitutional. The memo shows that Günaydın's student visa was revoked because of the DWI and that government officials would not notify him before his arrest due to ongoing ICE operational security. The arrest and detention of Günaydın, a citizen of Turkey, sparked protests at the U of M. When his attorney filed a lawsuit days later, she claimed Günaydın was not told the reason for his arrest, leading him to believe he was being kidnapped by the plainclothes officers. New documents filed in the case by the government say the officers did identify themselves and tell Günaydın his arrest and visa rejection were due to the DWI. In her latest response, Günaydın's attorney still argues the termination of his student status was unlawful, writing misdemeanor nonviolent offenses such as Mr. Günaydın's criminal conviction do not meet this threshold for termination based on criminal history.
Now, based on the court documents, it looks like tomorrow's hearing in immigration court is a bond hearing, not a removal hearing. And if that's the case, then his deportation is not imminent. However, it is very difficult to get these kinds of questions answered, and Günaydın's attorney did not respond today to requests for comment.
Well, we were talking before the show. It is not a story we're well versed in, just to be totally open and honest about the legalities of this. Do you get a sense of where this is going or how it might play out?
Well, there are some legal arguments being made by Günaydın's attorney that essentially differentiate between his visa being rejected and his student status being rejected. And that's something that we don't know if that will completely play out in court or whether they will rule that he needs to be sent back to Turkey. And so it's one of those things where we just basically have to see what happens in immigration court.
And you'll be there tomorrow.
And whether that federal judge will intervene, and that decision has not been made yet.
All right. Thanks so much, Lou.